Hey everybody, good afternoon. It is afternoon, it's right at noon. For archive purposes, welcome to the Denver and Rio Grande Western Iron Horse Route, my N-scale model railroad. This is Brian. Today is July 3rd. It is high noon, started about 5 minutes late. How you guys today? Steve, John, Bill, good to see y'all. It is lunchtime, everybody. I am expecting a couple calls. If I have to dip out for just a minute, I'll let you know. And if it's going to be lengthy, I'll just come let y'all know I got to step away. And thank y'all for stopping in. What y'all think of the camera? I like it better. Dave, hey Dave. See, actually, Dave is my inspiration for changing the camera angle this morning. I was not comfortable at all with it up here initially, where we did it for a couple weeks. I mean, it was okay. I was getting comfortable with it, but then we did the Google Hangout thing, and I saw that I didn't like that because of the chat issue. So I moved to the corner yesterday, and I did like that angle. I would love it, like if Dave came in from Phoenix to run some trains for a couple hours. I would go to that camera angle that we were live in yesterday to show he and I interacting and messing around with my stuff and all that. But there's a but. I did not like the fact that you could see the whole train shed all at once. I kind of felt a little exposed, and I didn't like that you could see all of me in places, so much of me down past my knees and all that stuff. And when there's another reason, but when I was watching DIY Digital's giveaway last night, I noticed that he was shooting from like a more of a webcam angle, straight up webcam angle than I am now, and with 5,000 plus subscribers, tons of great equipment, high quality video. And I realized that this deal is kind of, your channel is kind of your art form, and he mentioned that too. But there is some comfort level in having the camera here, the computer here, being able to type and see chats, and that moves me into why Dave jumped in yesterday, and I don't know if he had to step away or I lost him, but I went to talking about everything, and I can't keep up with what's going on over here. I'd forgotten for a minute Dave was with us, and so I didn't talk to him in the show. Not that he minded, I'm sure, but the point in case is, because of the new angle and the new room and how I had to walk to get closer to talk to y'all and away from the computer, long story short, I decided to make a move. So what I had to do, though, is I had to actually move the PC, or I didn't have to move the PC. I had to make the PC mobile so it can go back and forth. And that took some rewiring because I am out in a shed that's away from my home. And so power is run out here. So a lot of times things are patched together in an electrical capacity. It's okay, Steve. I hear you. Yeah. Now his name is Jimmy. He's pretty cool. He actually shouted out and asked a couple people to subscribe, and I appreciated that for him for that. So I think Steve, I'm not sure if you and Dave have had an opportunity to see the new upload, and I don't ask that as a gotcha. I ask that because Steve can probably tell you, and if John's still with us, I think he saw it too. They can probably attest to the fact that I slowed it down some. And I'm wondering if that was too much or too big of a change at once, or what y'all thought about it, because I really tried to slow the pace down some. I got my crazy face off there some, tried to slow things down. Oh, am I buffering for everybody or just Dave? I'm just wondering if I'm buffering for everybody or just Dave. I'm wondering if I need to shut down. Okay. All right. Refresh Roy in the house. What's up, Mr. Container Man? Good morning. How are you? I am very glad you're here. Do you like the camera angle, Roy? All right. Good, Dave. So my question is do you like the new camera angle, number one? Oh, cool. Thank you. And and I've actually, Roy, every video suggestion you've ever given me, I was thinking about up here anyway. And so, like, you've reinforced my madness. So I appreciate you. Now, second thing I wanted to ask about was I tried to slow my videos down. It's scenery anyway, so it lends itself to that, which is a good thing. But I'd mentioned yesterday in the live stream that I had a comment on my introduction to the scenery, and that was a grossly busy video. I totally agree with the guy that said it was a little tough to follow. And in thinking about that, I slowed this video way down, and I'd like to know what y'all thought. Angle, good audio. I'm closer to both mics. I'm further from the air conditioner and the air purifier, which I did turn it off, I think. The air purifier really does a good job by itself of dehumidifying for me and keeping my humidity rates lower, which keeps my tracks more settled. All right, Steve, good. And I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed slowing it down. That on right here, man, I am enjoying doing that, like in a really weird way. Um, Thank you, John. That's good to hear. And I know you and Steve will both tell me the truth for sure. Dave, Bill, Roy. I was joking on Vinny's show one night. Vinny was kind of saying, "Man, we only got 48 people on right now," and I told Vinny, and I meant it because I was chatting and had been chatting for 20 minutes. Like, yeah, but it's a strong 48, and he laughed. There's a strong 6 in here right now. I say strong 6. I got Steve, Roy, Dave, John, Bill, and possibly an unknown. Unless I miss somebody. That's why I'm looking. I'm not trying to diagnose the lurker. I'm just proud they're here. Even if they're laughing at me, they actually, they're supporting the channel. Roy, I'm wondering if your signal's bad or mine is. And the reason why I asked that, John, I know you got like a very nice setup, and so these folks with the more average setups like my own, when I had to move the PC over, okay. When I had to move the PC over, I invariably moved it further from the Wi-Fi connection. It was against the wall that's about 20 feet from the wall that the Wi-Fi is mounted on. And now I've moved it over. Yeah, Roy's Mobile, you got bumped off twice. And one thing I might need to just go do is go reset the system now, because I didn't do that, and I should have thought about that. I really have. But to me, having the computer over here is comfortable. I don't feel like I'm like jumping up around, dancing, and performing. And I don't know if I ever enjoyed or felt like I was enjoying doing that or wanted to do that or whatever, but that's not me. So I could have gone crazy for a minute or what. Slower pace is definitely for me. Now, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't want to get a content base, and I wanted to get a subscriber base, a small subscriber base. And I've accomplished both of those. Um, I wanted to meet 10, 15, 20 good guys to communicate and hang out with, successful. Um, so I wanted to install a passing and a terminus in June, successful. I guess I'm making a gratitude list right now. What are all the things I'm grateful? I'm grateful for Dave. I'm grateful for Bill. I'm grateful for Steve. I'm grateful for John. I'm grateful for Claude. I'm grateful for Art. I'm grateful for, I keep on. There's a lot of Colin. I don't like doing this because I forget somebody important's names. So I'm going to stop. There's a lot of, I didn't say Vinny, I didn't say Steve, I didn't say the other Steve, I didn't say Roy's, I didn't say nobody. Okay, so I'm stopping. All right. Now hold on a minute. Mr. Brown is a better looking man than me, Steve. I can admit it. And Mr. Brown has a whole lot more energy than I do. I'll be honest. That dude, golly, I get tired watching him. Yeah, I'm follically challenged. I'm follically challenged. I'm not going to be able to do a mohawk. In my business, I got to come up with things on the fly sometimes like that to get myself into or out of things. My clients are very special people. All right. So, Bill, what's going on the layout over there? I saw a short video with a bunch of stuff. Man, did you just buy all those new risers? I mean, I know you had some of them and you repurposed some of them. I listened to your video, but you got a bunch of risers on there. Like, I mean, value. There's a bunch. I was like, wow, because I used shish kebab skewers from Dollar General. That's not a joke. Oh, what's topic? Oh, we are talking about great stuff home and the use of realistic model woodland scenics, realistic water deep pour. Steve Arnold, did you see on the replay that I got that stuff for $7, $7.49? Dave, maybe I could do that, like, cause I grow some here. Okay, they look great. They look brand new. Those things do. They look brand new. Um, and it looks fantastic, Bill. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. It really does. There was I'm gonna I don't she responded to my comment, but I don't think she actually ended up saying that it was okay. I'm sure she wouldn't mind, but I'm gonna check again. But hey, JT1, how are you today? I'm not sure that we have formally met. Claude is in the house, everybody, and I am very, very, very excited about that. I am. Steve Arnold, I got to take a call. Give me just a moment. I apologize. I was welcoming Claude, and I hope we hadn't lost everybody. The reason I welcomed Claude, not only because I always welcome Claude, but Claude made a comment about something that I very definitely want to discuss. Are you still with us, Claude? I had to step away for just a sec. The reason why I said that is as I was moving the computer over, I caught an alert from Claude, a comment, but I get an alert from I think most of y'all's comments that are on here now. And anyway, he mentioned that the great stuff, not given anywhere to go, could warp 3/4 inch plywood. Okay, I'm assuming that he has experience with this. Claude does a lot of work with wood. All right, I'm using thinner than 3/4 inch plywood. Now, I didn't on this, but over there, that's I think 1/4 inch. And so I'm going to have to be careful there. Now, I'm assuming as long as it's got somewhere to go, you're okay, because I haven't had any bad experience with that. But I do know that like people who put great stuff in there, who didn't know better and put great stuff in there, like remote control boats and stuff, like sprayed it in there because it floats. And wow, why wouldn't you? That'd be the bomb, right? It's light. It's light. It does, and that's the point. You have to use it sparingly, y'all. It's just like the graphite. I use too much great stuff foam every time, almost every time I do it. But if I'll watch it, I won't run away from it. All right. I can mold it and work with it. I had over here, I had it encroaching on the helix and it was about to come up and start pushing the track. So I just took my thing that looked like this, and my vocabulary has dropped in regard to tools this morning and yesterday morning too. But I mean, I just pull it back because what happens is it puffs up. All right, it puffs up like this, and the top, you can even touch it at some point. Now, at some point before it gets too hard, you can even touch it, and it's not even tacky, but you can take it and pull it and kind of move it. Now, I don't do that unless it's getting somewhere I don't want it to be. I don't like really try to mold it and sculpt it a whole lot because in its regular form, like this, it's solid. And so therefore it gives a better base than a hollow plaster paper mache mold type deal with other stuff over it. Over here, I've got about a foot of great stuff foam piled up because I didn't know any better. I really wouldn't have done it that way had I mean, because it was wasteful, but with a layer of plaster over the top. The plaster keeps it from cracking, and what the plaster really does more than anything. Yeah. You don't. Great point, Claude. The skin at the top is not tacky, but if you poke in that thing, you're gonna have foam come out of it like opening a Coke can. It does. It forms a shell rather quickly, and man, I'm liking it. I mean, my thoughts are like when I run up the wall here, when I do extend one day, because it's gonna be thin coming up because I'm gonna still want some workspace on that table. And so, I mean, I'm gonna have an 8-foot strip it's gonna start, more like 2 and come into more like 14 inches and run down and come back out to 24. But I can make that in 2 pieces. I could set my track plan out with cardboard or foam on the hardboard. I'm looking at the camera up here. With the foam and the cardboard, and I can spray the Great Stuff foam down as a scenery base. I bet I could do that with 2 cans, maybe 1. You know, let it dry overnight, pull the foam board up. I'm ready to lay cork on hardboard. I got a perfect path because I cut the radius perfect in cardboard or foam board with my utility knife. I measured that out perfect. Bang, I got the exact radius I'm after. I'm not sure what GSF means, my brother, if you were talking to me. Dave. Yeah. Amen, Dave. Well, I mean, I used it to put the air conditioner in out here. And, oh, sure. Claude, I dare to say, you give me enough Great Stuff foam and a sheet of plywood, I could pick you up. I'm not joking. If you'll see my video, I sprayed this about a half inch, and it was up to 3, and it was solid and hard. It tripled in size, at least. So if I sprayed, I dare to say this, if I sprayed a 4x4 box with a foot of Great Stuff foam and put a sheet of plywood on top of it, set Claude on it, Claude would go up 2 feet. I'm not joking. The stuff is strong. And so look, what I was saying is, I got over here, I got over a foot of it over here. I put plaster on it, I painted it, all that. You know, then I'm over here and I'm working on this area. I'm not even paying attention. I can put my whole weight and it won't depress. Now that's been there 3 months, but it's not hollow. So it can take weight. Now, my thinking is, what? You're kidding. But that's a great idea. Claude said they use a similar product to jack up houses. That's awesome, and it makes perfect sense. I would have never thought about that. So, yeah, I'm assuming if they can use it to jack up a house, Claude wouldn't be tough. We could do a loco. So, I'm really kind of liking the Great Stuff foam thing right now as I'm getting into it, if you can't tell. I'm really liking it for anyone who has not started their layout at all or is starting a brand new portion of their layout, extension, something like that. Driveways. So we got 9 of y'all in here. That's cool. Now, I'm not... JT1 is... I don't know JT very well. You still around, JT? You can tell us a little bit about your stuff. I don't. I need to go over and check out some of your videos if you got them. I don't remember commenting on one recently. I do. I have started to try to watch a lot, and it kind of gets confusing if you do that. Before, I was really only watching, 10, 12 people's videos, but I'm kind of starting to do better about that. One thing that's good about this camera angle is I can sit at the computer comfortably and watch videos instead of standing over here. The thing is, when I actually am running trains and relaxing and listening to music and all that, and could be out here sitting down and whatever, I want it back over here. So I just set it up where I can run the cord. I just take the cord out the back. I move. The PC's an all-in-one. It's just a monitor with a wireless keyboard and wireless mouse. And so all it is a monitor, but it's a heavy monitor because of the computers inside of it too. Hey, Roy, I could use some of that PVC pipe. I'm a gardener too. I grow tomatoes, and I use PVC pipes to make my the stuff they climb up, the trellis they climb up. I got them in a little late though this year, so it got too hot before they started blooming, and so I've got blooms all over the place now because I've got about 30 plants, but most of them are falling off. It's too hot. But September, I'll have buku tomatoes, purple ones. I grow Cherokee purples. But anyway, back to that. My thoughts are anybody extending or their layout or adding a new portion or whatever. For me, I'm going to take a sheet of hardboard. But wider. I'm going to draw my track out. I'm going to lay foam board over the path of my track. I'm going to spray this with Great Stuff foam. I'm going to let it dry for a day. I'm going to pull the foam out. I'm going to have a perfect path for my track to lay my cork in. Then I'm going to have scenery base already. I like it. Would love to know the problems that I'm going to encounter when I do that, because there's going to be problems. I know I'm not thinking of something. That's why I'm talking to y'all. There's probably only one of y'all that aren't as smart as me. Y'all can figure that out who it is. I tell you what, I'm going to give bonus points for the 250 contest to whoever guesses first who the one that I'm smarter than is that's in chat right now. I'm joking. Y'all don't do that. I'm playing. I want to make a whole canyon with Great Stuff foam. Spray it out, carve it out, spray more mountains. Yeah, Roy. You can do it. But don't set it and forget it. What's that video about? You can set it and forget it. Don't set it and forget it. It really does too. And the thing is, like, when you cut, I know y'all can't really see, but because I painted, but when you cut them, there's that little porous look, and it looks like rocks. The inside looks like rocks when you cut the skin off. You got to get the skin off. I actually just, I don't know what to do with it. Boy, I hate that. I knock the skin off with a sanding block is all I do. And see, what happens is, okay, because there's a skin on it. And if I'll take a sanding block and knock it off before I carve, okay, I got something solid to hold on to. Over there, it's down, it's locked, it's been there a day. I can sand on it, it ain't gonna move. I sand the skin off. And I do that even when it's way too high, no matter where it is. Because when I use my razor knife and I start carving and cutting rocks, okay, I didn't do it on this one. Prime example. Okay. I cut this off the side of this block. Okay, so I didn't need to sand it. But I should have sanded it before I cut it off the side of the block. Let me explain why. You see this? That skin's still on there. Okay, it's shiny. It comes off real easy. Here we're porous. Here we're skin. Paint, glue, stuff does not like to stick to this skin. But if you knock the top off of it while it's still adhered to your main surface and it's easy, okay, so it's easy to get to, it's easy to get around. Then when you cut it off, you've already knocked the skin off. This is ready to be glued somewhere else in your layout and painted. What y'all think about that? Now, the problem I have is I will not. Yeah, well, I mean, I learned that through trial and error, Dave, because I wasted a lot of paint trying to paint it on with the skin on it. You know, I'm trying to find what I use. I apologize. I had to check my phone. I am expecting a couple important calls. So let me see. You know how that is. Oh, well, goodness, I'd have stepped on it. That's it. I just hit it with that. I just hit it with that. I hit all this last night. And so it's scuffed. I mean, I call it scuff it. And the thing is, see, oh, wow. Sweet. You gonna go live? You can't say you can't keep a signal in the mountains, though, can you? So I used to paint dump trucks, and during the summers, and which I enjoyed doing that. Actually, it was a lot of work. I didn't care for taping the dump truck up because I'd have to tape it up everywhere. I had a friend who has a lot of money, and he goes to auctions and buys old dump trucks, totally reworks them, and refinishes them and repaint. And I would help him. I would tape them all up, sand them down, and repaint them for him. But that gave me the idea when the paint wouldn't stick to this stuff that I needed to scuff it, is what we call it. And oh, really? That's not a bad idea, Bill. So Bill said he gets them off sheetrock. I scuffed all this up last night, and tonight, given I have any time, I don't know if I will, but if I get to work on the layout tonight, or this afternoon, probably I will. I'm gonna get in here with the razor knife and the X-Acto and all that, and we'll start cutting. We get in there and we start cutting. To come out with something that hopefully eventually simulates rocks. Now, that brings me to my last reach out for help opinions. And bread knife works good. Oh, I didn't think about that. It would too. Yeah, because of the serrated edge. All right. Dave, John, heavy scenery people with more scenery knowledge than me, which is everybody. Okay, anybody. When I poured the realistic water, I did a 30 gram pour in here first. 10 with hardener, 20 with real pour or deep pour. And what invariably happened that I should have thought of is, even though I had painted, it leaked out. Okay. So I came in. Oh, yeah. Claude, what a great idea. Leslie, good afternoon. We are glad to have you here. And we are glad to have you here from the UK. I think you are my first live UK guest. I do interact with some folks over there a little bit, as well as we have Australia over here with Shannon Tapia. And but Leslie, we're very glad to have you here. We're just talking about great. I don't know how long you've been with us, but we're just talking about great stuff, foam and Woodland Scenics, realistic, deep pour, clear water. I don't know if you've seen any of my stuff, but Hobby Lobby, my local Hobby Lobby, had this for $7.50, which is, I think, about, is it £7? I could be wrong, but I was real proud of this. I got 2 boxes. I got 24 ounces of deep pour clear water from Woodland Scenics for $13 and 40 something cents with tax. So still waiting to get access to, oh my goodness. Dave, that is awful. That is bad. Roy, you need to go visit Dave. He temporarily has an issue where he can't access his funds. No, that's awful, Dave. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't have a whole, I mean, I have account protection and all that stuff, but I don't have the tip top of the line identity theft protection. I got some, but okay, gotcha. So what happened is the first stuff leaked out for the most part. And so what I did was I used my, okay, that guy Luke APS. I watched his videos and I thought I could substitute DAP 3.0 for the water that he did, which didn't work. But, and so y'all should know that, but there is a silver lining to this story by all stretches of the imagination. All right. So what I did was I took and I caulked, okay, and I caulked and I repoured. All right. And it hung in there good. This is my, literally, Leslie, if you're with me, I've been model railroading 10 months. I'm telling on myself. Not that you can't tell, but this is my very first attempt at water and ever. So it's probably, now what's on the top, the clear pour, the deep clear pour water, and yes, exactly, but it's hard to see inside of it. And I thought about trying that because I am a thrifty person, really. And if something can be used like that, I just had a few experiments I had a few experiments flop, JT, and I didn't necessarily get entirely discouraged. I guess I kind of did, because I think I emailed John and said I'm just going to Hobby Lobby, but I wasn't necessarily even going to buy anything there. Actually, when I toured the Model Railroad Museum, I got a video on that. And in the video, actually, I featured, the guy showed me some realistic water he used that he got from Hobby Lobby. And I went in looking for that, and I couldn't find it. And when I got some help, they took me to the area with the Woodland Scenic stuff that was on clearance. And I saw that stuff, and I mean, I really couldn't pass that up. So, JT, I was not going to use a product from a company, a product that was intended for that exactly. I was going to use an inexpensive alternative. I just got really lucky with the 24 ounces of Woodland Scenics water for $13.50. I mean, it really, I'd have been foolish because I had $13, so I bought it. I don't really have $13 now, but anyway, so I ended up using this to seal this, as well as for the moving water features, and which it's really hard. I don't have light for this right now. I might try though. I could blind y'all. This is it. No, I'm not doing it. Nope, not gonna do it. I'll show y'all later. Maybe no, it's too far away. Nope. Anyway, y'all get the point. I used the caulk to simulate the moving water, because the deep pour crystal clear water, man, it came out fantastic. I mean, I could see the bottom. I was wishing I had put little, I have an idea for fish. I mean, even the in-scale fish are like slivers. I was going to put some in just for fun, but that's how clear it was. I would have been able to see in-scale fishing there up close. So I was very, very pleased with the Woodland Scenics product, as I'm inexperienced and a beginner and all that stuff, and it's very easy to use. I did use a digital scale to portion, and I did do the long route super, the 15-minute stir wait process instead of the 5-minute rush process. I did do that, but I didn't have bubbles. Maybe that's why, because I did the longer process. But I've enjoyed doing this and making this as an experiment. And that's a very long way around this. What would y'all recommend I use for my riverbed over here? Because I'm going to be going from here down through here and around here, an average of this width. All right. And so I'll need a little more. I'm looking for ideas for my bed for the river. I need to be able to glue it. I need to be able to put something down over the Great Stuff foam that I can paint and that will not allow water or liquid to soak through. Okay. And I don't have a lot of money. My question is, and here was my thoughts. Could I make a thinned plaster and use paper towels? So, dip the paper towels in the thinned plaster mixture, because I got a little bit of this. Let it dry. And then would I be able to paint it, and would that prevent it from allowing liquids to escape? Yes, JT? See, I was going to try it, but what I got is I've got a little bitty area over here that's like a little pond kind of deal that I'm going to have for behind my house. See, this basically my model is the ski train that goes between Denver's Union Station and Winter Park, Colorado. This area right here is El Dorado Canyon, if you're not familiar with my layout. In the early 1950s, if I were a tycoon in the 1950s, I would have lived in El Dorado Canyon in a big old house and probably ridden around on trains. So, dryer sheets, okay. Very shallow, dirty water, don't need deep pour. Now, I can use deep pour thinly, though, right? And yeah, the Colorado rivers are not extremely deep. I've been there. Matter of fact, you'd be amazed. We would hike up and fish, and in some of the higher mountain lakes when we would fish, I wasn't understanding how the fish was swimming around in the water and I wasn't seeing them. Because, I mean, the fish would be like this thick and that long, and they'd be in that deep of water. Plaster and old rags would work, PVA. Lots of rocks. You're right, Dave. Lots of rocks. Now there are some areas. I probably will feature some little rafts in there, maybe, because they did whitewater raft in the 1950s, I think, on the rivers. It was a little bit different, but oh, they were all bank full. Yeah, it depends upon the time of year. I think that for effect, that a kind of mid-level rushing type would be the best. Obviously, that's going to be harder, but I mean, I'm going to have I've started playing with this because I'm going to have it's going to look like quickly moving water. I'm not going to say like torrential storm or bank full, but probably mid-level and moving pretty quick. Yeah, they did. People are big. Huh. All right, Roy, you take care. So, looking like it'd be okay for me to use the PVA white glue plaster. Put lots of scale rocks, gravel in. You don't need as much water. Okay. Let me ask you this, Leslie, while you're here, and Dave, I'd like to know too. Claude, you were just there. Leslie, I'm not sure if you're in scale or not. That's a nickel. What do you think about size, widows? And I'll tell y'all where I got that if y'all think it's a good size. Yeah, for the river. I know that's not ballast. Yeah, I know that's not ballast. I used that as ballast 2 months in the hobby. But I know now that it's way too. I knew it was too big then, but the stuff that actually looked right to somebody that's been in the hobby or not in the hobby or doesn't know anything about the hobby, and it doesn't look right. It looks too big. It looks too small up close. Yeah, I agree, and that's where I'll use the little cut the slivers off this stuff. You know, it's where I use stuff like this. You know, those kind of things. But what this is, y'all, is this is that, and Claude, you'll be able to tell me. They sell this stuff at Walmart in the pet section for fish aquariums, and it's called like it's like calcium bicarbonate, or I don't have the bag with me. It's $6 for like 2 pounds of it, but it's not fish gravel. It's with the fish gravel, JT. It's right there, but it's actually a little bitty they called it like calcium, but I can't remember what they called it. But it's in a bag about this tall and about this big around, and it's in the fish section at Walmart. It was $6. The size is much smaller than any normal fish gravel, which is why I went to it and looked at it. Oh, I don't know, Claude. It was right there. Big old bag of it. And it was, so look, all I did with that is, and it's white. So all I did with that was I took some gray paint and watered it way down and poured it in a cup, and I put that in there and I just stirred it up, and then I baked it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes and let it dry for an hour, and it crumbled right back up to like it was, perfectly painted. Then I did a small batch of black, and then I took a small batch of white and I mixed it all up. Okay, well, Leslie, it's not then, because it doesn't dissolve. I've had them thoroughly, because when I used it as ballast and in other places since, and even here, it's been thoroughly saturated with the PVA and isopropyl and water mixture, so it does not dissolve. Or maybe that's why. Maybe the oven is why it didn't dissolve. I got lucky there. I just did it because I didn't want to wait for it to dry. I have all the patience of a 4-year-old at times. It just depends upon with what I'm doing, but certain things, if I get like that, when I got home, when I got excited when I saw it at Walmart, because I'm looking for a ballast alternative, because I'm not gonna buy that other ballast, and I don't know that I saved a ton of money, but I get home and it's like, use it. And ballast for me is like Great Stuff foam. It does not matter how much I tell myself I'm not going to overuse it. I'm gonna overuse it. I don't know if it's a man thing or what, but I start spraying Gray Stuff foam and it's like, and I'm like, and that's a beautiful thing. It doesn't hurt us when it closes high. Yeah, but it's not exactly sand. It's almost like it's like crunched up fossils or something. I'm gonna I'm gonna find it and let's see if I can. I'll show it to y'all if I can find it. Mm, aquarium rock type stuff. I'm gonna give it a shot real quick, just because it's bugging me. I need to do at my store probably. It's gonna reduce the. No, I don't see it. They actually have something called aquaculture gravel mix, but that's bigger. It's not what I'm talking about. When I'm in there, I will take a picture for y'all and I will post it in the video soon. Okay, we'll show you poo. All right. I remember using my tanks. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it is, John. Maybe that's what it is. Calcium carbonate. That sound. No, it's not the calcium car. I don't know why that calcium carbonate sounding right to me, but it is. All right, so again, real quick, just to verify, JT I think said it was okay. I kind of had some comments, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave y'all in just a few minutes here and have some lunch, play some videos, carve some rocks, and then I'm going to be putting something down for my roadbed, my riverbed. And some suggestions were dryer sheets, paper towels, old cloths, kind of mixed with a plaster PVA water isopropyl mixture, and lay that down. Leslie, did I see you on, was it Miss Kirk? Is that her name? Her channel? I'm trying to remember. I know I've been in chats with where you were at, and it was just the other day. I think that was where it was. Okay, her name is Jenny. All right, good. That was pretty cool. Um, I liked actually talking about the topic, not janking on them. I mean, they had fun, but the topic was cool about the photography in the model railroad. Plaster, paper towels, dryer sheets, etc., just as seal it really well with paint or polyurethane. Yeah, and like I said, what I don't want to do is I don't want to pour my water and it go everywhere else. And it's Canadian in scale. Okay. Leslie, I can assure you, you have videos posted, correct? Because I can assure you of one thing, you're going to have some people over there watching them this evening. Um, some of that stuff y'all do over there is really neat. There's this lady in Germany that we've been commenting back and forth. Her layout is, it's not anywhere near done. It's just the tracks all been laid, but she's got like, it's not traditional. It's a what could be type layout. Man, it's something else. Yeah, I ain't buying nothing else, Roy. I got paper towels, I got PVA, I got some plaster, and I got some water, and I got some isopropyl alcohol. I'm poor. Not, I'm cheap. I'm frugal, and I try. I mean, I'm not. I will spend money. I try to avoid it for almost. It's like fun. I like to. Um, I like to repurpose or use my own stuff. It's. My wife is the bargain hunter, but I like to repurpose and reuse stuff. I guess would be the best way, or use things, um, more economical versions than the traditional version. Frugal. Yeah, I got a little Mod Podge, but I try to save that, and if possible. But I'm I want to I'm gonna let y'all slip out. But I really want to thank y'all all. I mean, we had really 9 good people in today. It was a lot of fun for me. I like the new camera angle. I want to thank Steve for watching out while I was on the phone, and all of you for being here. I'm going to go get to work on my layout. I am comfortable here with this camera angle. It's got some limitations, but I certainly feel like I can interact better with y'all, and that's really what I wanted to be able to do. I am most definitely going to get over to Leslie's channel this afternoon while I'm working, and I kind of a lot of times I'll watch y'all's videos 2 or 3 times because a lot of times I'm working and watching them simultaneously. So I don't know. Do y'all get credit for it if I watch them more than once? I don't know. But anyway, I would like to encourage the guys that I typically interact with on here, and I'm sure all of y'all will. We'll go check out Leslie's channel and see what they got going over there. Maybe we can get with some of her good people and expand our group a little bit for afternoon chats for afternoon chats or early morning chats or whatever works better for everybody. I uploaded a video this morning. If you have not checked that out, I would appreciate it if you did so. I slowed my pace way down, and I would like to know what y'all think about that. Because moving forward, at least with scenery, that's my idea, to stick with that. And then maybe when we're running trains, we can get a little wacky or something like that. Because there are times where I want to do that. I guess it depends on what I'm doing. But one of the things I like to know is I like it to be watchable by people who enjoy model railroading. So I encourage your comments, and do not take criticism, constructive criticism, in any kind of crazy way. Roy said, "Why is your computer screen in the thing the other day?" And he was exactly right. I've been thinking I got to get that out of there, But if it's not causing any problems, sometimes I won't fix it. But I think Claude did a upload recently, 2 of them, and one is fantastic. Man, one of them I watched all the way through twice. Steve Arnold's had some layout updates come on. Bill did a layout update this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was either Friday or this past weekend. John's due. I think, John, you're due, right? Dave is due. Dave was guest appeared in his live video appearance in Vinny's video the other day, but I haven't seen one from him, or either I missed it. And JT, I want to thank you for stopping in, and I hope you'll come back. And I'm about to run over to your channel this afternoon as well. The rest of y'all I know pretty well, and y'all fairly know that I pretty much appreciate you. And I want to thank y'all for being here today and being supportive. And I look forward to seeing y'all. And John's working on 2. Very good. And Claude's got more coming from his trip. You really need to set alerts on Claude for his trips. And Dave has a fantastic locomotive roster, Leslie. If you're still with us, go check that out. Bill's layout is growing, and Bill's layout's going to be fun to follow. Y'all have a good afternoon. I'm going to try to get with y'all tomorrow. It'll be a little earlier, though. Almost definitely will be a little bit earlier. I hope to see y'all then. Have a good afternoon. Thanks, guys.